As the UK government and the European Union's faceless bureaucrats continue the post-Brexit Britain negotiations, the European Parliament have come up with another ridiculous idea to have another Brexit referendum to confirm the new agreement. Just to make sure, I had to double check to see if it's 2022. It's been years since the EU referendum in 2016. It's been years since the first negotiations, and a couple of years since the actual trade deal that was negotiated and voted for. The EU have come up with a new idea to make sure that they get what they want. We know that there are currently talks on a number of areas when it comes to the agreement we have, whether it's the Northern Ireland Protocol or the general everyday clashes we have with Macron over fisheries. Now with this, in order to get what they want, and we know what they're trying to do, they are proposing another referendum, a second Brexit referendum, so that in the names of safeguards for democracy, a democratic safeguard, they care about British people, so they want British people to have another say. Are you kidding me? We know this is they're not even that smart. They didn't come up with this idea. It was all because of people like Ed Davey and Keir Starmer and all these others who used people's money to travel to Brussels to have meetings with these guys behind the UK government's back to say, well, we do have an idea. We could push for a second referendum. And that's why the bureaucrats and the European Union's MEPs are gathering these new proposals. Seriously? Look at this. So, firstly, they've written that the committee believes that given the nature of the decision to leave the Union and its fundamental impacts on citizens of the departing member state, the holding of a referendum to confirm the final decision to leave can be an important democratic safeguard. Sure, okay, let's see. It considers that the confirmation of this final choice by its citizens is also crucial in case negotiations of a withdrawal agreement fail to conclude, provoking a no-deal scenario. It's the same format that they had, same proposal during the actual trade agreements. They're copy and pasting it for the current situation. Because if the Northern Ireland Protocol talks collapse, then we're going to have a situation where WTO Brexit will be triggered again. But if it gets triggered, it will be triggered by the European Union. The same thing that the committee, so-called committee, came up with is the same wording as in 2018, 2019. It's fascinating, isn't it? That they say it considers that all possible steps should be taken during this process to avoid disinformation and foreign interference and funding irregularities. Yeah, sure. You could tell that to Germany and their dependency on Russian gas, if you really care about foreign interference. That is the lie, the biggest lie that the European Union is giving the countries in Europe. They don't care about democracy. They proactively say that we need to centralize and federalize Europe because it will be a distraction and complication will be created if you give votes to all member states and all people in each nation on every policy. They want to make things centralized because they think that's the best way to simplify things. So do you think that the people who have this philosophy really want the British people to have a say during whether trade talks with the original Brexit trade deal or the current second round of negotiations, for them to have a say? No, they don't. It's just a shortcut. It's a loophole for them to use that to get their own votes because they think that the British people vote to rejoin the European Union. You don't care about democracy. You have no respect for the will of the people. And you're the ones who say we have to get rid of sovereignty and democracy, national democracy, because everything will be easier to be run by Brussels and their own bosses at the World Economic Forum. Do you really want people to vote? No, you don't. If you really did, then give a vote. Give an actual referendum to every country, including France and the Netherlands and all these other countries. Give it, and then we'll have a chat. We'll have a chat afterwards. See what the results of those referendums are going to be. They don't really care. That's the reality. Thanks again for watching and subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi and we are the media.